Good evening. I'm just going to move around if you don't mind, but hello and thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here tonight. For those of you that might not know me, my name is Jackie Batson, and I am here representing Calera Main Street, which is the revitalization program that is established for our historic downtown district. And it's an honor to be here. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear? Okay, great. It's an honor to be here because the council has asked me to provide an update regarding the direction of our downtown district. You know, the wonderful thing about the initiative to revitalize a district is that everybody agrees. You know, how often does everybody agree about anything, right? We all want more for our hometown. And I'm going to go on the record here and say we are very blessed to live here in Calera. I know many of you are from Calera. There's a lot of you folks that have been born here, raised here, but there's even more of us, like myself, that have chosen to move here. We live here and we call Calera home and proud of it. So since our inception in late 2019, we've worked alongside our city to study all the reports, and there's a lot of reports, and we've done a lot of listening as well. We've attended almost all of these council meetings over the last 2-3 years with you, and like I said, we are hearing what everybody is interested in. We've talked to property owners, we've talked to businesses, employees, citizens, and we all have a passion for where we live. And, you know, even if you don't know anything about the desire to revitalize downtown, I bet you've all noticed a few extra cars on the highway, right? On the weekends, that happens because it's actually a positive thing. We are the last exit in Shelby County before leaving Shelby County. And I believe firmly that there is a lot of opportunity there. Anything that we do downtown, it's not just for our citizens. It's going to benefit our business owners, our attractions, and ultimately provide additional potential city revenue. We've just got to find a way to capture these guests that are traveling through our town. They're going right by us right now. And you know what? We've already come a long way. We have already opened 9 businesses amid a pandemic. We've held dozens of events. And you know, this is a great time to tell you that First Friday is this Friday. And we have a great cornhole tournament coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Whoops. Thought I jumped ahead, but I didn't. This is right where I need to be because this slide talks about, or what I like to say about it, is that we have put in hundreds, actually thousands of hours behind the scenes. And I love this because it talks about public-private partnerships, because that's what we are. So Calera Main Street works alongside the city of Calera as a public-private partnership, and that's why we've been so successful. And y'all, we've been so successful that we won an award for it last year. So it's important to note that. And you know, we're really blessed, and I want to say this to everybody out here, to have Mayor Graham and this phenomenal council of engaged people, because you guys have to make a lot of decisions and oftentimes very difficult ones, but you always have the heart of Calera at heart. When you're making these decisions, we really appreciate that it is always for the betterment of Calera. It may not always be popular, but we're proud of what you do, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So back to this slide, it's all about infrastructure. We see infrastructure work on the Calera courtyard. And you know, this isn't the attractive part that winds up on the news, okay, because it's tough work. But we're so grateful because we could not move forward without laying proper groundwork, and quite literally. So how many of you enjoy being able to park behind the shops downtown? All right, I actually see some responses, thank you. So I feel compelled to explain the Calera courtyard because every day, because there are thousands and thousands of us now in Calera, some people still don't know where the courtyard is. So that is the area that is behind all of the shops that are on 25 and 31. And you may not know that in just a couple years ago, it looked like this. And there was grass and trees and debris and one of those big satellite dishes from the 80s, or 2 or 3, all kind of crazy stuff. But now it is cleared out and we have parking and we have an event space, and it got even over the last couple of weeks, excuse me. Our city worked very hard to clear even more, and that is going to be a wonderful advantage for this week's First Friday. So I love before and afters. I literally have thousands of pictures on my phone. I'm walking around taking pictures all the time because one of these days I'm going to put a video together with everything. We've really done a lot. We just haven't had time to document it or to pull together this documentation, but it shows you how far we've come. So if you'll look at the screen, at the top was the before for Adventurers Coffee Shop. And then we also have the garage kickboxing. And so these are rear facades. All of our businesses have rear entrances. And I mean, gosh, we've put, that's like a mortar wash or smear, and new bricks, new doors. I mean, they found new windows that had been bricked over for years. And the important thing to note here is that all of that is accomplished from the private side. Property owners work together with the businesses to make everything look great and rent ready and be able to be open. So these are facades that are on the front, on the 31 side. You will recognize a famous bakery, that is Creations Galore and More at the top. And I'm very excited because the red front, I have a little announcement. This is kind of breaking news, if you will. Be the first to hear it here. We have a brand new restaurant that's coming to town. And you met my friend, Chef Atricia. Come on up with me. She was in the lobby sharing some samples of some of her goodness. And Atricia, she's amazing. So she's had, well, I had to agree not to say exactly how many years. We're going to say she's got 25 years of experience. I like that. I'll say that too, okay? But all over the restaurant business, from managing the head bar at Ruth's Chris, executive chef. She's worked at Outback, I mean, many decades. So she knows what she's doing. She's culinary trained. She's incredible. And if you've ever been to any of our events that has Gumbo to Go, that's her truck. And she's amazing. So we love your food. And I'm even more honored to be able to say finally that she's coming to downtown. So we heard she's going to be the first. So I'm excited about that. But would you be willing to just say a couple words about maybe why you chose Calera Main Street?
Well, it's a funny story because I already have a shop here. Our commissary is in Calera on Highway 70. And we were looking to move to a different shop and moratorium on the main street, so they weren't opening any new businesses. So we found another place that's right down the street from Cisco. So we're like, well, we can get this place. And the fire inspector said, why are you looking over here? Why don't you talk to the people at Main Street? And I was like, I thought they weren't opening any businesses on Main Street. He said, oh, that moratorium is lifted, so go talk to Jackie. So that was a year ago, so I did. And, you know, it's just amazing. Like, I just felt comfortable. I love this community. We've been a part of Calera as far as like our food truck and the commissary for about 5 years now. So it's just an honor that they even considered, you know, letting us come. And so we're just really happy to be a part of this project.
Thank you, thank you. And we are happy. We are the ones that want to sit down restaurant. Everybody says that we need that. I mean, every survey. We want great food, and you bring it, and so we're excited. So, and she was nervous, but she told me the most important thing was she couldn't wait to be down here and be part of a family. Yeah. So I love that. So thank you. Let's get busy. All right, so we've got a couple more interior shots. This is our beloved plant, which is our gift shop downtown. And this is Collectivist Church. And I don't know how many folks in the room have been inside. Maybe some of you haven't been in that property since you might have shopped there at Bayer's department store, maybe 20 years ago. But I encourage you, I invite you all to come in and check it out, because I feel like this property in particular is really a great picture of restoration. This is really what revitalization is all about. This is what we're trying to do with all of these buildings downtown. So why is this so important? Why Calera? We've already addressed our proximity to the interstate and all these travelers, but you may not know that we already have quite a bit of tourism in our town. So the last census takes us well over 16,000 residents. That's a lot of us up here. The sports complex, this is a conservative number, but 2,000 visitors with over 40 weekends out of the year. That's a lot, and we know that's a lot because our fast food restaurants run out of food. I mean, we know we need this. The Hardy-Dixie Railroad Museum, they're back to seeing over 30,000 riders annually. Timberline, just across the highway there, out of 28,000 plus rounds of golf played in 2021, over 70% of those were from somewhere else. So we are already getting lots and lots of people visiting our town. We just have a great opportunity to provide more for them to do while they are here. Now, I believe it is important to let everybody know just how committed Calera is, the city of Calera, to this revitalization project. On the public side, our mayor and city council have already invested $1.4 million. And that's very significant. Again, thank you. On the private side, now the private, that means these are property owners and new businesses doing restorations to buildings. That's $1.9 million. It's a heck of a start. 3.3 we got into this downtown development. I think the important part here is these figures, they're not just figures, just a stat. What this does is this proves to our investors and our partners that we are serious about this. So much so, they say put your money where your mouth is. We've already gotten started, and that's very exciting. So it's been our job as Calera Main Street to understand the pulse and the needs of our community. We participated in the comprehensive plan, the downtown development plan. We've worked with the city and the county and state leaders to get to where we are today. And I am so thrilled that it's time to discuss publicly what direction we would like to take downtown. And this is our vision for downtown Calera: to create a thriving, revitalized downtown district that represents the family-focused values of our growing area. This will include an entertainment district, shops, dining, and safe, convenient parking. How's that sound? So the first step we took, one of the early steps. Last August, we got together and we developed a downtown master plan. We invested in that. We had outside experts come in, and I have a 157-page book to prove it. I'm very excited about that. But the exciting news is that we've already started. Phase 1 is the 17th Avenue West parking lot. You heard a little bit of good discussion in the work session about that. I'm thrilled about this because this is where it begins. So Turner Batson, as our engineer was just speaking about, they are finalizing some landscaping and streetscaping, and they're going to suggest choices for all of the design elements. What color are the pavers? What kind of street lamps are we going to use? Are we going to have, such and such type of benches? Whatever. We'll get to choose those things, and all of that will play out throughout the rest of the district. So this is important because, y'all, we're getting there. We're getting going. And this is very exciting. I was going to make a joke about parking because nobody ever asked me about parking, right? Only every day, about 4 times a day. So this is really the best place to start in my book, because everybody wants additional parking, and this isn't just going to be some gravel on the side. This is going to be beautiful, y'all. This is the beginning. Now, excuse me just a second. I'm getting excited. I need some water. So in that master plan, they also created an illustration, a draft for what the Calera courtyard could be. And it's gorgeous. There's a lot of options in here. I think it's like A through X. It goes on and on. But they talk about activating the alley with murals and lights and pavers. There's outdoor dining opportunities, play spaces, dedicated ADA parking, an event lawn, pavilion stage, and of course, all the proper signage and lighting and connectivity that we need. So we looked at that, and we thought about it, pondered on it a little bit. And we're like, what? I mean, it's pretty. It was colorful. But what could it really look like? So we decided we'd take some field trips. Who doesn't love a good field trip, right? And we wound up being extremely inspired by Trussville and what the city of Trussville has been able to accomplish with their downtown redevelopment group. And I'm very excited that we have a special guest tonight. Mr. Buddy Trait is the mayor of Trussville, and I'd like to introduce you to Buddy and his wife. He's graciously offered to come and answer any questions. Yes. It's very exciting, and you have done a remarkable job. Would you be willing? I have a few pictures I can bounce through. Would you be willing to say a few words?
Sure.
Is that okay?
I like being on this side of the
Okay. I bet.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Castle, thank you. This is a great vision you have here, and we took on the same vision a few years ago, and I was able to walk the area today, and I tell you, you've really got a great opportunity here that's a game changer for Calera. It really is, and I think the citizens will see what we did in Trussville was something that had been talked about for years and years, and we had some naysayers that had said we've been hearing about this for years, and so we put together a plan. Turner Batson, who you all are using as well, was our architect. They came in and saw what we had. We had nothing quite like you have already over here, but we had a challenge. And so we started with an investor who came to Trussville, bought out some local businesses and some vacant buildings that were in the area. And from there started that public-private partnership. The city took out a bond, and we were responsible for all the infrastructure within the entertainment district. We really had to build streets, and we had to build curbs and gutters and drainage. We had to work with our Trussville Gas and Utilities. Just had a whole team of local people. The contractor, Russo Contractors, was low bid on our project. They happen to be residents of Trussville. It worked out great to have them there. So I think if you'll kind of put your mindset to what Jackie and the team has done, I think you'll see dividends. And what it has done, it has also now attracted other businesses to come into Trussville that aren't in this particular area. And I'm talking about some high-end restaurants. We've got hotels looking again. And so it's a revenue enhancer, as the lady on the end was talking about earlier tonight. We anticipate just this entertainment district creating about $20 million a year in revenue that the city can take advantage of, and we're not finished. The pandemic hit us. Our project started January the 2nd, 2019. Ferris, the brewery and restaurant, was open. The first 30 days they were open, by calculations, they had over 25,000 people to visit that area. And they weren't all Trussville residents. Where we are on the eastern side or northeastern side of Jefferson County, we have a lot of people that come through Trussville, I-59, Highway 11, State Road, Highway 11 runs right through the downtown area. So we had a lot of guests coming, and our population, our census just rose to 26,000 people. I could go down there. In fact, my wife and I were down there Sunday. Didn't know many people. I've been there 30 years, Mayor. You know, you get to know people after a while, but a lot of new faces. And I just want to encourage you, if this is something that is good for Calera, I say go for it. It will make a difference in not only your city, but the lifestyle and the people that come here, the extra amenities, the quality of life that you can offer people is well worth it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Choate. That is very kind of you to be willing to help, and I'm sure we'll have more questions for you. Thank you so very much. And inspired and encouraged by what they have accomplished in Trussville, and we look forward to creating something equally as amazing for Calera and putting our stamp on it to be truly Calera. So we reached out to Turner Batson and we asked them, you know, they worked with Trussville, and we wanted to know from their opinion, what could we do with our courtyard? So we sent them that sketch, and just to orient you, they came back with some concepts. And this is the base for the orientation of the next slide you're going to see. So you see 25 over on the far left, and then 31 kind of going, I guess, northeast. But you can see those metal buildings that have just recently been removed, so everybody understands where the current courtyard is, right? So this is what Turner Batson came back with. How about that? That really blew me away. That takes it kind of to the next level. So their illustration includes a stage and a green space, a pavilion. And the pavilion, the design concept is based off of the Calera depot back in the day. There's static train display over there. There's play spaces, restrooms, all kind of great stuff. And these are just some different angles to give you an idea of what it could potentially look like. So this project will provide an improved quality of life for Calera and neighboring counties, as well as everyone who visits, resulting in additional local revenue, jobs, and a renewed sense of community. So the first question that I have to field, that everybody has, it's natural, how in the world are we going to pay for this, right? Let's just get that elephant out in the room. And I want you to know that we have been working on that as well. We already have individual investors that are willing to, they've already given us verbals on $300,000 just for some naming rights, because they believe in it and they want to see this come to fruition. We've also talked with some of the larger corporations headquartered in and around Calera for major contributions as well. We also have the interest of the county on our side. I'd love to invite Amy to come up and speak. She's here with us representing 58 Inc. And I think she wants to say a little bit about what the potential of this type of a development could mean for us.
Thanks, Jackie. Thank you, Mayor and Council, and everyone here. I know Jackie has wowed everyone with such a great presentation. I'm Amy Sturdivant. I'm the Managing Director of 58 Inc., which is your economic development corporation, and we serve all of Shelby County. But the work that you've done, and just to be reminded that it's been since 2019, that is impressive progress in such a short time. I think you're right, we do have some favorite businesses that we already go to there, but it's great to see you pay so much attention to the heart of your city, because as we all know, it's the heart of the city that makes the rest of the city what it is. And so we know that this kind of an investment, the investment of over $3 million that you've collectively already put in here, has already done its job to bring businesses, new businesses to the area, but it will continue to do that. So we know that as we work to attract large major employers in industry and corporate America, as well as the retail that you want, the hotels, all of those things that your community wants and your visitors want, because you have quite a few visitors that are coming here each year. And we want to make sure that we see that investment, because it's going to bring people that will want to invest on the heels of that, not necessarily in the downtown, but it will attract more investment in your community. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so another county liaison that we have is Kendall Williams. She wanted to be here tonight. She had a scheduling challenge, so she is unable to be with us. But one of the things that she's often talking about is the tourism dollars. So she is charged with every event in the county, right? Which is a lot. And, you know, hotels bring in lodging tax. There's a lot of great stuff to consider all the way around here. And that, you know, I just really can't stress it enough, the importance of capturing tourism and potential hotels for those extra taxes is so vital for a downtown area like this. And so much so that I have been given permission to share. We met with Chad Scroggins, our county manager, and he said that the county is in such favor of this. He was impressed with the concept and what we're talking about, and he said that if we move forward, we just need to put a vehicle and entity together so that we can manage this. And he said he would, at minimum, give us at least $1 million toward this project. So we need to form a board that will be the best conduit to working with all the necessary parties to see these plans come together. And by definition, a redevelopment authority is a body charged with revitalization and development of the downtown business district through the promotion of trade, commerce, and employment opportunities. So a natural next step is to seek council's permission to form a DRA and to pursue additional funding sources. The Calera Main Street Board has been doing most of this stuff already, but there are some things that a DRA can do that a nonprofit cannot do. It's going to allow us to talk to developers about restaurants, boutique hotels, and other ideas that can help us create the anchors in this district that will generate tourism and will ultimately help us to pay for it. So, there's two things. I want to summarize and then I'll come back to what our ask is. So the summary of all of this, and I thank you for your patience. I'm very excited, and it has been a long time coming, and I'm not usually nervous, but this is a big deal and it means a lot to all of us. So I kind of want to put it this way. We can't put a value on people wanting to move to Calera, right? They want bigger homes, and a lot of the people, we've heard numerous times that folks that already live here, they are wanting to move up into larger homes. And these families, they need and want things to do. We need this development. We need the solid anchors to support it, like the good restaurants, entertainment, upper story living, a boutique hotel. And we want to be the conduit for the citizens and the city to execute these plans. And with your blessing, we're ready to figure out how to make it happen. So I thank you for your time, and I'll just reiterate the ask tonight. We are seeking permission to pursue a DRA and permission to engage with brokers and developers to identify the highest and best use for the Cosby buildings. And we will obviously bring that to you. We will all work together, but we want to be able to pursue all of these items. So, any questions?
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You've worked tremendous on this project, and we need to give you all. We will move forward. the council have any suggestions or comments after that?
I just have a question for Mr. Justice. So what provisions does the council need to be aware of, regarding the redevelopment board before we vote? Any provisions that?
Yes, there's a set of Alabama code statutes governing those types of authorities. The first step will be an application from the parties wishing to form that authority that is filed in the form required by the statute. That would come to the council for action, and that's the initial step that's involved.
Have you formed one of these or been involved in forming them?
No, sir, but they're very similar to commercial development authorities, public building authorities, and several other public building authorities like that. Same basic format.
Okay.
And thank you, Mr. Justice. He's been very helpful in helping kind of look at the outline of different entities. It has also been suggested by the county manager to speak to a couple of other attorneys. We've been given other names of folks that have helped do this for multiple cities. So we have that at our fingertips as well.
I think from this point, the council wants to move forward and, energize you to get the job done. Bring
That's awesome.
bring us the information. If you need Bill Justice and his staff, get the best of both worlds. If you've got somebody that has done it, however you want to.
Well, and I'll talk to Mr. Justice, make sure that, everybody is on the same page and we're going in the best direction.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
That's all I have on my agenda.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.